Hey rocks not stars, just wanted to record this video for you because I'm better at talking than typing. Um, First thing I wanted to say is I've been where you've been, spent much time, most of my life in the same situation as you. I just wanted to say the first thing is amazing for getting from 15 to 50 minutes of attention. I think that's huge, and it's important, I think, to understand the reality behind productivity and discipline. According to the psychological research, so by the way, I'm a career coach and confidence coach, so I'm into the psychology of discipline and productivity and all that kind of stuff. The psychological research suggests that it is the average human has about 3 hours, 3 hours of concentrated, focused attention in them per day. That's our chemistry, that's our biology, that's what we've got in us. So, they go on to say that the whole idea of 9 to 5 and working 8 hours a day is basically bullshit. That was, if you look into that, that was created more for societal purposes of keeping people busy for 8 hours a day than actually around what's healthy and possible for a human being. So like I say, we have about 3 hours in us a day. Most people do less than that in their average 9 to 5 job. They'll actually, of hard concentrated work, they'll get like hour and a half, 2 in on most days. And the rest of the time they're milling around, being distracted, thinking about different things, being a human being, basically. So a big part of this piece, and a big part of, I suppose, my problem with the world of discipline is that there is no or very little room in it for limitation, for acceptance, for being happy as you are. Now, I'm not saying that that's the be all and the end all. You know, if you want to get disciplined, you probably have a goal in mind. But the alternative to pushing yourself so hard that you do procrastinate, procrastination is a symptom. Procrastination is a symptom of a problem, to use the medical metaphor. It is not the core, the root, the disease itself. It's a symptom. So if you're procrastinating a lot, my invitation as a coach and as someone who's helped loads of people through this and helped myself through it, and trust me, if I can be helped through it, anyone can. My invitation is to ask yourself the question, why am I procrastinating? What's leading to me feeling the need to take so much time to not concentrate, to do nothing, to go bleh and watch YouTube or whatever it is? Because as you can tell from that subreddit, most people's answers to how to be more disciplined, or how to, essentially, the question isn't even how to be more disciplined, it's how to get what you want. Because people are being disciplined because they think it's taking them towards what they want. So the first port of call is knowing what you really ultimately want. And if you don't spend a lot of time answering that question, and there are loads of sub-questions in that, if you don't really know what you want, you'll end up constantly going through a cycle of thinking that this is the next big thing, thinking that you can get there through discipline and tools and techniques and life hacks, and then getting to this point where you're at now, where actually that initial 2, 3, 4 weeks of discipline and excitement, you can't stick to it. It's not sustainable because that initial excitement's worn off. That is one signal that you don't really know what you want, or that you haven't given it enough thought, you haven't spent enough time with that question, what do you really want? So there's one port of call, is, why are you doing this? Why are you putting yourself through these productivity sessions? What's the ultimate goal? Okay, great. Whatever your answer is to that. And what does that give you? And what does that achieve for you? You can tell I'm a coach because I'm asking loads of questions. So there's something, there's accepting your limitations as a human being, the reality is, as much as some people may say they can on r/discipline and various other places, and you might have read in self-help books, and the whole Western world has gone mad with this whole idea of self-betterment and self-improvement. As much as you may read in those books, see on social media, see in r/discipline, that some people are cranking out 14-hour days, that some people are able to get loads done because they smash out these really long hours. There are some people that can do that. They are a very tiny percentage of the human race. Genetically, biologically, they are predisposed to that. A lot of them have ADHD or ADD or are on the spectrum in some way. Their brain chemistry, their biology is just different to the average person. For the rest of us mere mortals, it's not possible. You're chasing a dream, you're chasing a phantom. And the reality is, and this is a really nice perspective change. Well, it was for me anyway, because I spent much of my time trying to do 14-hour days. I did for a short while, and then kind of that went on for about 4 or 5 years where I thought I was doing 14-hour days, but really I was doing what you were doing. I was just in front of the computer for 14 hours a day. And that led to a really bad burnout, a breakdown. My career at the time came crashing to a halt. This was about 5 years ago. And as a result of having that breakdown, I was then taken through coaching. I hired my own coach, and it was such a transformational experience that I became a coach myself. And it wasn't a transformational experience because it helped me have more discipline or it helped me be more productive. It was a transformational experience because it helped me answer the questions, why am I so freaking obsessed with being efficient? What is it I'm trying to achieve? What hole am I trying to fill in myself? I'm not going to go therapy on you, but what hole am I trying to fill with all of this efficiency? And that is an infinitely more powerful place to start from than there's this new thing I want to do. I haven't thought through why, but it seems exciting. So let's do it and see if it's the thing that's going to give me everything I want. Another perspective. But yeah, the final thing I'll say is I hope you have an average day. That's what one of my favorite coaches and mentors says to people all the time. Instead of have a great day, have a good day, have an amazing day, he says have an average day. And the reason he says that is because if you think about even just 3 hours of productive work a day, what do you get done in 3 hours of really focused work a day? I'll tell you, for me, what I get done is I spend 2 hours on the phone to clients, and I spend the third hour doing a bit of admin and doing a bit of work like this, where I go out onto Reddit, I interact with the community, and I drum up, new interest in my business, and I help people and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, if I can do that for 3 really good hours a day, I can, and I look at the numbers, and that means I can do 250 working days a year, 500 paid hours of coaching a year, and coaching is very well paid by the hour. And I can probably interact with 3,000 or 4,000 people one-to-one in order to generate business for new clients. So that's the beauty of having, if you have an average day, a 6 or 7 out of 10 kind of day in, day out, all five working days of the week, and then you reward yourself on the weekend, and you have balance, you will get so much done. Take the example of a writer. If they just write a page a day, if they write 2 pages a day, half a page a day, that's a book a year. That's 2 books in a year. And it's not very much. It's not taxing. They're not constantly trying to be at 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 and then burning out every 2 weeks, burning out every 2 months, having to start again. It's just little and often, little and often, little and often. And that is so much more sustainable. It's so much more effective over the long run. It's so much more enjoyable because you have balance. You're actually doing things that are fun and not feeling guilty and hating yourself. And You only have to work 3 hours a day. You're not spending the other 4 hours of your supposed 8 hour day fannying around, pretending you're working, wasting time. So I get up, I do my 3 hours, I'm done. I'm chilling, I'm having fun, going snowboarding, going on my bike. And sure, it's not perfect, it doesn't always work as easily and well as that, but that's a possibility. So, if any of that resonated with you or made sense, or you actually just thought, what a load of rubbish, I understand. But if you enjoyed it, then send me a message. We'll keep talking. Lots of love, man.